and I want to be there to help them, and I'm a public servant. That's what law enforcement is. We're supposed to be there to help people and make them feel safe and secure and ensure that they are. I have worked in law enforcement in every capacity that I know of. I started out working for free, doing transports and working in the jail. I worked in the jail for a year. Absolutely loved it. Didn't even think about going any further than that, but then the opportunity came up and they sent me to the police academy. I went to Donaldson in Nashville, and I was on patrol after that, and I loved that and didn't expect to go any further. I'm always happy with what I'm doing, and it seems like God just pushes me a little bit further. So I worked on the road and as an SRO for 6 years. And I've worked under 3 sheriffs. I started under Ron, I worked under Gary and Robbie. Under Gary in 2008, he promoted me to detective sergeant over sex abuse and child abuse. Probably the hardest thing I've ever done, but also the most rewarding thing I've ever done. When you can send somebody to prison for 56 years and know that they deserve it, that makes your heart feel good. Now on the flip side of that, if something happens and you can't get that conviction, you don't leave that at work, it goes home with you. So, I've worked that. The last 10 years of my life have been focused primarily on narcotics. I've worked with the 8th Judicial Drug Task Force and also with DEA. I worked 3 years with DEA doing drug conspiracies here in eastern Tennessee and leading all the way up into Georgia. We've stopped several drug rings here in Campbell County due to that connection. Now that I'm at La Follette, I've done animal control. I also assist with narcotics there in patrol. It's just serving in any way that I can. I love it, and it's just who I am, and it's what I do. And I believe in working for what you have and working for what you care about. And besides that, it's my passion. It's what drives me. I love people, and I want to be there to help them, and I'm a public servant. That's what law enforcement is. We're supposed to be there to help people and make them feel safe and secure and ensure that they are. And that's my life's purpose. That's what I do. And again, I love working. I'm kind of sick like that, I guess, but I really enjoy it, and that's all I do. I work, I go to church, and I go home. So I feel like the people in Campbell County should vote for me for sheriff because, number one, I have the experience. I have done everything in law enforcement. If I'm sheriff and we're shorthanded, I can pick up a gun belt and I can answer a call on patrol. I can go in the jail and I can work a shift in the jail. I'm not too proud to do that. I actually enjoy doing that. I love working. But I'm the sheriff that's going to know what's going on in the community. I'm going to know what my officers are doing. I care about them. I care about the people, and I want to be that person that is just constantly working to try to make Campbell County a better, safer place. And I know in my heart that I can make a difference in Campbell County, and that's what I want to do. One thing that sets me aside from Robbie and Wayne, it's a whole different perspective. I have seen law enforcement from every side of the spectrum. I've seen it as a victim of domestic violence, needing that police officer to come to my rescue and to help me and to save the day and to help me get out of the situation I was in. I've dealt with that side of it. I've testified as a victim. I also have seen law enforcement from the side of a heartbroken mother who has dealt with their daughter who is dealing with addiction. I have had to take my daughter and turn her in and leave her at the jail. She was not raised that way. She knew better. But addiction has hit every person in Campbell County one way or another, whether it be through their family, through stealing stuff to go and get the drugs. However, addiction has hit everybody in Campbell County one way or another. And for me personally, even as a police officer, my daughter got pulled into that web, and she was addicted to opioids, and she fights that battle every day. So I've had her arrested, I don't even know, 2 or 3 times. And so I see it from a grieving mother whose heart is hurting, but I'm also that police officer that knows, right is right and wrong is wrong. I did what I had to do because she knows better, and I love her, and I will always love her, and I put her in jail, and I let her know while she's there, I love you, but I would not bond her out. She will sit there, and she learned her lesson. I've seen it from that side, and I see it from the law enforcement side. I've seen the people, we do search warrants, and we see the kids that don't have food to eat because people are selling drugs, and it's just overwhelming when you can see it from every single side and identify with every person that you're coming in contact with. I care. I'm not just a law enforcement officer, I'm a person. I'm a human being that has a heart, and I have a heart for people. But at the same time, right is right and wrong is wrong. So I'm gonna walk that line. I'm gonna do what I have to do, and I am the only candidate that knows that from every direction, that can say, I can see it from every sense of my heart. So I feel like I can better identify with most of the people in Campbell County. I got into law enforcement because I was, and I say was, a victim of domestic violence. Now I am a survivor of domestic violence. My first husband, the father of my first child, was very abusive, and he kidnapped myself, my daughter, and was going to kill both of us and then kill himself. So he is currently still incarcerated. This happened when my oldest was 6. She's 31 now, so he's been in prison for 25 years. So I do know that the judicial system can work for you. It's just, sometimes it falls short, but it can work for you if you push through with it. I'm paying for all this out of my pocket. I've not asked one person for money, and I can tell you exactly how many people have given me money without me asking them. I've not spent $1,000. I was told when I come and said, hey, I'm going to run for sheriff, they're like, if you ain't got $30,000, don't do it because you're wasting your time. And I'm like, why does that matter? Money doesn't speak on my experience or my integrity or how I can do the job. I hate signs. I don't want any. I've got a couple, but I don't like them. I don't like them. I've not spent a ton of money on this campaign. I've not done rallies. Would I like to feed people? Absolutely. But I'm paying for this out of my pocket. I make $15, $16 an hour at the city of La Follette. I can't afford to do it. And with the economy the way it is, I'm not going to ask people to help me get a job. That's not right. It's me working to try to get this job, to try to make Campbell County a better place. But I'm not going to ask people to back me in that. I know what I can do. I know I can do a better job than the other 2 candidates. But I'm not going to ask people to contribute to that. It's, I just don't feel like that's morally right, so to speak. I don't have $30,000 in this campaign. And I'm not going to. If I had $30,000, I wouldn't put it in a campaign. I might feed people, but I wouldn't be all the signs and the people, the rallies and all that. It's not about me. It's about the job and getting the job done, and that's all I care about. I don't care about the money. I don't care about the title of sheriff. I care about Campbell County and making it a better place, and that's my take on it. The money is not important, and I hope that people see that I care. It's not that I don't care why I'm not spending money. I don't have the money to spend. I do care. I legitimately want to make Campbell County a better place.